Happy Wednesday, everybody. So, today we are going to continue our thinking and our learning about forces. Yesterday, you learned about forces and that there are pushes and pulls. We also talked about how we could get a group of adults to beat a group of students in a game of tug of war. Today, we're going to continue that learning. We're going to continue today through our mystery science, so we're going to get started. I want you to think about a watermelon. Get that watermelon in your mind. Create a picture of it. I want you to think about how you would use forces, a push or a pull, to make a watermelon open up or explode. Be thinking about that. All right, let's get started with our mystery science for today.
Behind every action, whether shoving, stretching, or yanking, is a push or a pull. Now, if we keep having to say push and pull so much over and over, it's a bit of a mouthful. So scientists like to use a single word for both of them: force. Thinking about things in terms of pushes and pulls, in terms of force, can help you tackle some pretty extraordinary problems. Like this, our next challenge. Could you make a watermelon explode or burst without smashing it and without using a bomb? Using your own body strength to squeeze it, the answer is no, I can't do it. Not even with my feet. Watch. Now, why is that? Why can't I squeeze a watermelon till it bursts using my hands or my feet? You could totally squeeze a water balloon and make it burst. Watch. No problem. So notice how when you go to squeeze the water balloon, like I'm doing with my hands here, at first the balloon is fighting back up to a point. The balloon's outer layer has a certain amount of strength to it. It doesn't burst right away. Watch, you push in on it, and when you let go, you can see it pushes back out. I push in, and then as I let go, it pushes back out. But when you push enough, like what I did when I had my feet on it, your strength is stronger than the balloon's strength. So the balloon bursts and water rushes out. Well, just like a water balloon, a watermelon has an outer layer. We call it the rind. So getting a watermelon to burst is just a matter of using a force that's stronger than the watermelon's rind. Not even my foot can squeeze on it hard enough to do it. But you know what's really good at squeezing? These rubber bands. Here's a rubber band squeezing on a woman's hair to make a ponytail. If you've got a whole bag of rubber bands here, what do you think? What would you do? Could you use rubber bands to make a watermelon burst?
All right, so I want you to stop and think. Do you have any ideas for how you could get the watermelon to burst with rubber bands? On your first science slide today, I want you to jot down any ideas that you may have for using those rubber bands. You might even draw a picture and upload that picture onto that slide. So I want you to pause your video and jot down those ideas. Welcome back. I can't wait to see your ideas and the things that you have for using rubber bands to cause a watermelon to burst. Let's get going.
When I squeeze the watermelon, like with my foot against the pavement, sure, I push on it, but it's strong enough, it doesn't give way, it pushes back. It's like a very well-matched tug of war between my foot and the watermelon. We need a squeezing force where we can keep increasing the strength until it's strong enough to finally break the watermelon's rind. Well, a couple of guys, Gavin and Daniel, who call themselves the slow-mo guys, they got clever about this using rubber bands. I'll show you now and let them explain what they did.
Hello Internet, how you doing?
Hi,
Right.
Internet.
Yeah. So I saw a crazy Japanese video where people were putting, oh that's a good shot, putting rubber bands around a watermelon. And I'm quite thirsty for watermelon right now, so we're going to cut one open using the classic Japanese method by the sounds of it. Here we go, start doing it. Yeah, yeah. Pile them on. This might take a while. This could take some time. Chipping at the top as well, and the sides. Oh, it's starting to crack everywhere. Ooh. It's perspiring. Oh,
When?
Jeez.
Severed it in half.
Oh my god! Wow!
Oh,
That's incredible!
So you see what they did. They started putting rubber bands on the watermelon. Now, just a measly rubber band or two, that's not going to do anything. But each rubber band adds strength. It adds a pushing force on the watermelon. In terms of force arrows, like we've been drawing, we can imagine that with each rubber band, that the arrows pushing inwards are getting bigger and bigger. And so these two guys, they kept going and going and going. And by the time they had over 100 rubber bands on there, that's a lot more force. And so what happened? Boom. All those rubber bands together, those easily overpowered the strength of the watermelon's rind. When we put the rubber bands on the watermelon, they only squeeze on the watermelon because we've stretched them. Stretching a rubber band creates a tug-of-war situation. You have to pull on it, and the rubber band pulls back on you. So here's the next challenge. Make use.
All right. So, wow, that was cool, right? Did you think that all of those rubber bands would ever crush a watermelon? You might not want to try that at home. The next thing that I want you to do is you are going to go to the next slide. Okay? On the next slide has your task for today, and I want you to think about what you have learned in today's challenge number 2 with the watermelon as you complete that slide. Happy science!